How can a series of progressive land reforms in a small Central American country trigger a clandestine operation that would change the course of its history forever? Welcome to the intricate web of the Guatemalan Coup of 1954. In the midst of the Cold War, Guatemala found itself in the crosshairs of international politics. The democratically elected president Jacobo Árbenz had embarked on a series of reforms. His vision: to redistribute land from American corporations to the landless peasants of his country. But these policies were not viewed favorably by the United States government, who saw them as a direct threat to their interests and a potential pathway for communism to seep into the Western Hemisphere. Enter the Central Intelligence Agency, directed by Allen Dulles and his brother, Secretary of State John Foster Dulles. They orchestrated a covert operation, codenamed PBS Success, to dethrone Árbenz. This operation involved recruiting and training anti-Árbenz rebels, launching propaganda campaigns and applying diplomatic pressure to undermine the Guatemalan government. A key player in this operation was Colonel Carlos Castillo Armas, who led a rebel army. With the backing of the CIA, Armas launched a military invasion of Guatemala from neighboring Honduras in June 1954. The CIA's support was not just verbal. They provided funding, weapons, logistical support, coordinated airstrikes, and executed military operations. The culmination of this covert operation was the resignation of Árbenz on June 27, 1954, and the installation of Castillo Armas as the new president. This change in leadership dealt a severe blow to Guatemala's young democracy and set the stage for decades of political instability and repression. When the veil was lifted from the CIA's involvement through declassified documents, it sparked a wave of condemnation and scrutiny. Critics argued that the U.S.'s intervention in Guatemala was a violation of international law and a betrayal of democratic principles, driven by the interests of American corporations and Cold War geopolitics. As Guatemala continues to wrestle with the remnants of the 1954 coup, these declassified documents have generated calls for accountability and justice for the victims of U.S.-backed repression and violence. They serve as a stark reminder of the enduring impact of covert interventionism and the intricate dynamics of power and politics during the Cold War era. In summary, the Guatemalan coup of 1954 was a covert operation orchestrated by the CIA to overthrow the democratically elected president, Jacobo Árbenz, due to his progressive land reforms. The CIA supported a rebel army led by Colonel Carlos Castillo Armas, who eventually took power after Árbenz's resignation. The coup had lasting impacts on Guatemala's political stability and democratic process, and it continues to be a subject of intense scrutiny and criticism.